Hey guys, I'm Dieter Melhorn. It's wintertime, it's cold, water temperatures are cold. We're gonna see how many white perch we can put in the boat. So here's the deal, guys. White perch are an invasive species on our lakes here in the Carolinas. We've got them everywhere. There's millions of them. They're actually native to the coastal waters. They swim up into the rivers to spawn, but they were put here and have expanded, grown, multiplied. They're everywhere, tons of them. There are literally millions of them in our lakes. They're a great bait fish for our catfish. Those fish love to eat them. It's probably one of the reasons a lot of the fish in our area, speaking of, there goes one biting there, have gotten as big as they have. I caught some a minute ago that were pretty big, so I'm gonna try to catch some bigger fish in here. There's some of these larger ones in here that are big enough to get a good fillet off of, and there's some smaller ones mixed in that I can use for bait. I keep these in my bait tank at home. This is a smaller one that makes a great piece of bait. So we're gonna keep these baits in the water, see if we can catch a few of these. I'll show you some techniques on what to do to catch them. And one of the things I use is just pieces of white perch. Let's see me put these things on here. It's just a piece off a fillet, a little bitty piece, a little small. Try to hook it through the skin. I will say that the skin is the magic because it keeps it on the hook. Little Aberdeen hook. I think these are number 6s, maybe, something like that. Put it on double hook rig, kind of a drop shot kind of a deal. Got a sinker on the bottom. Up from that, I got 2 hooks. Pretty simple rig. You can use a Carolina rig, drop it to the bottom, turn it up 2 cranks, just right there in that bottom 2 to 3 feet. Best place to catch these, but you can also find them suspended. There are times when these fish will suspend up off the bottom, middle water column. Fishing for them there works too. Minnows is probably the best bait that will get them to bite when they're inactive, better than any bait. You can also catch them on redworms. You can catch them on, like I said, little pieces of cut bluegill, crappie. I even caught one when I was dragging for catfish in here on a Santee rig with a piece of chicken. That's right, a piece of chicken. Good sized fish too. It's a big one. Fun to catch. Don't hesitate to keep them to eat. Don't hesitate to keep them for bait. There's no limit on them. Trying to find some fish in here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Dropping it down. Marked a few perch coming through here. There's one. It's not a pile, but a few. And that we will take. Wow. Pieces of cut bait. About 20, 22 feet of water. See if we can stay on them. They're kind of scattered through here. That one may be getting hit there. Let's put these a little bit closer together. Slowly trying to work up on these things. They're on a hump here. We haven't got on a good perch bite all winter. But you can find some. A better one. That's a better one. Double hook rigs, little pieces of perch on here. Good fish. Not the big ones. There are some big ones in here. Oh, there's a couple on the screen. Let's see if they eat. That one's wanting to. What if I get close to them and see some on the screen? You can just lift this thing just a little bit, just to cause a little aggravation. I think the actual sinker, this bait is being fished. The sinker at least is on the bottom. I think that sinker dragging through the mud and the silt down there kind of stirs things up a little bit. Makes those fish come over and go, hey, what's going on here? What is it? Oh, I see something flashing. Boom, I see the bait. Sense the bait, whatever. They're everywhere. They're abundant. There are schools of hundreds of them, probably thousands during certain times of year when they school up really thick. And they're not going anywhere. It would take some type of a fish plague, virus, something or another to get rid of these things. They're tolerant of the water temperatures, dissolved oxygen levels, and there's plenty of food for them. They will eat about anything. Crappie fishermen blame the crappie decline on them. but in my opinion, that's balanced out because there's a ton of crappie in this lake now. I mean, not as many as there are perch. There's a ton of crappie in here too. But they eat anything. And today they're eating their own. We're using them for bait. So they're cannibals. There you go, guys. That's a good little pile of fish. It took a little bit of work. This was not exactly on fire and explosive, but managed to catch some. That's the way these things can be. Sometimes they're on fire, stacked up. Sometimes you got to work for them. And as I say that, I'm going to catch one here, right here at the end. That feels like a good one. That feels like a good one there. Boom, that is. Ooh, ooh, going home with a big old mumbo jumbo, big old perch. That's eater size, guys. That's an eater size fish right there. I like that. Good fish, good times. I'm going home with that one. I got some fish to cook. Stay tuned for that video.